Shalom, Kahalayimla, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Bahasham, Ruach HaKodash. Double honors to my apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. And Shalom to the 144,000 and the elect. I'm Zaim, and this is another video entitled No Work and the MOTB. Lord will, you'll edify. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing.
Spirit-filled Bible believing. I really hope that everybody understands by now that every single thing that we're watching happen in this country and this world is being done intentionally. Every single move that they make is strategic and has been planned out for decades with a single goal in mind. Now, if you are a...
Yes, it is. It has been strategic and it has been planned out for decades, really centuries, and either longer than that, with one goal in mind, like she said, but the goal in mind, which she doesn't know of, is to get rid of the Israelites and cut us off from becoming a nation. Psalms 83 and 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. They have assembled themselves in a crafty council against the Israelites and consulted against thy hated ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may no longer be in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are in confederate against us, against the Israelite people, in which they will take out a lot of people. Well, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh will take out a lot of people in famine, pestilence, the sword, ICBM missiles, but there will be a remnant that will be saved.
Spirit-filled Bible-believing Christian, then you know what that goal is. But if you are not, if you don't own a Bible, if you do not believe in God, and you don't really know what is going on, then let me shed some light on the subject for you. They want complete control. They want a world where people will be confined to their own area. Now,
those are those 15-minute cities.
You also will be monitored 24/7. You will have zero privacy. So every single thing that you buy, everywhere that you go, every step that you take, every person that you interact with will be monitored. And you won't own anything. So you won't own a home. You'll rent a home. You'll rent a little pod, if you will. You'll rent even your bread maker. You will not own anything. But don't worry, they tell you that you'll be happy with that. Now, what they will also desire is that every single person be 100% dependent on them. So you...
Yeah, she says everyone will be 100% dependent on them, which is scriptural. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28. And let's start at 47. Deuteronomy 28 and 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy power with joyfulness and gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. And this is what we're talking about. The point is in 48. Thou shalt serve, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies with the Lord. Salakia. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee. And we're in the land of our enemies, and we serve them in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. So us coming to them for the want of all things is scriptural. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
Will have universal basic income. Nobody will work because the entire society, the entire economy, the entire world will be ran by robotics. And that's exactly what we're
Another scripture. Isaiah 19 and 15. Neither shall there be any Isaiah 19 and 15. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which is symbolic America, which is why they're coming out with these AI robots that will take over the workforce, and no one will be able to work, and they will issue out a UBI, a universal basic income, which a lot of people are going to take. 19 and 15, Isaiah 19 and 15. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do.
Starting to see now, companies are laying off thousands of employees and replacing those employees with said robotics. They are also cutting benefits and cutting funding for food banks. Now, regardless of your political affiliation, regardless of your opinion on the matter, there were real people, elderly and children and single mothers, who were dependent on those benefits. Now, again, regardless of your opinion on the matter, what this situation does is it creates organized chaos. It puts people in a state of need. It puts people in a state of chaotic mindset. It puts people in a riot mindset. It puts people in looting mindsets. And what that ultimately does is creates a need for a total surveillance system. Creates a need for the military to step in and for this to be implemented. It creates a need for a total surveillance system ran by this company. Everything that we are watching is biblical. Everything that we are watching is intentional. But the sad reality is the majority of what we read, the majority of what we see on the news is a distraction. It is not the reality of what is happening. The reality of what is happening is straight biblical. It is straight spiritual. It is straight demonic, and it is happening behind the curtain. The ultimate end game goal with all of this is this. And it is something that you will insert into your body that will allow you to participate in society. So without this, you will be completely cut off from society. That means no grocery store. That means you will not.
Quick scripture, and we all know where I'm going. Revelation 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
Able to own a vehicle, you will not be able to rent a vehicle, you will not be able to rent an apartment, a home, you will not be able to own a home, you will not be able to purchase clothing, you will be completely cut off from society. No water, no food, nothing. You will also be hunted down and unalived. And that is the
scripture. Yes, we will be hunted and unalived. Isaiah 59 and 19. Yes, they will come for us to hunt us down and unalive us and try to make us take the MOTB. But it says here in Isaiah 59 and 19, so shall they fear the name of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahshai, from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, when these martial law troops come in like a flood to try to unalive us and get us to take the MOTB, the spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, shall lift up a standard against him.
reality of what is coming. That is not to fearmonger, that is to educate, because that is the biblical truth. That is what is happening. And we are watching the beginning stages. We are watching the organized chaos be implemented. We are watching all of this strategically be done to create a world that will ultimately end in that. Now, if you get this mark in order to buy food for your family, in order to,
it will end in everyone or at least most of the Earth population, taking the MOTB.
Stay alive, it will alter your DNA in such a way that you are no longer fully human, and that is the goal. Because Satan thinks he is God. He literally...
Shalom.